I was not prepared to be killed by a Greg's lorry this morning, but that nearly happened. So, I feel like I want to talk about it. Sorry, I just saw two very tiny birds and thought they were leaves. Hey everyone, my name is Charlie, and today, as I just mentioned, a Greg's lorry royally tried to piss me off this morning. Let's get into that. Driving to work. Now, let me just say this. As we know, Charlie suffers with chronic insomnia. It never goes away. I feel like that is the plight of a lot of people on YouTube, BookTube, everything. So I'm not really going to go on about that too much. But I'd only had... I don't know. I know that the last time I looked at the clock it was 2 o'clock, and I know that there was a tiny bit of sleep between then and 5:45. But I don't want that. I'm coming to work today, and, you know, it's difficult enough in retail without not having any sleep the night before. And especially when it's a charity shop and you know you're about to sort through 100 pairs of someone's grandmother's knickers. It's such fun. Anyway, my dad says to me, "You're leaving a bit early today." And I said, "No, I'm not leaving early. This is the time I usually go on a Monday because this is how long it takes me to get to work because everybody is being stupid on a Monday because everybody's got to go into Manchester and everyone's at work and everyone's at school and it's just a royal piss take." We're going to use that word a lot today, royal. Anyway, reverse out of my street. Immediately a car appears as I'm reversing. Never usually happens, but it allows me to go, so I go, then I turn left, another car, but it allows me to go again, and then I get to, come off the one-way system onto that road, and I'm going around the roundabout to get onto the dual carriageway, and as most people know, we give way to the right in this country, and the Greg's van should have really given way to me, because I was moving, I'd already entered the roundabout, and it decided it was going to pull out in front of me. It's a bloody lorry. Do you know how slow they go? I had to slow right down. Everything's like building up behind me then. I'm like, I am going to be crushed like a concertina. I am going to be like one of those flaming accordions, just crushed between a Greg's lorry or a Greg's van. I don't know what we call them. I don't know the specifications as to what makes a van or a lorry. I'm sorry about it, but I'm not. And I'm like, well, I'll just move into the right-hand lane as soon as we get on the dual carriageway, which is what I was planning to do. And then some stupid van that could see what I was trying to do was like, "No, I'm stopping you here, man," and just stops me by going in front of... So then I'm stuck. I'm just stuck there, like a flaming lemon, going at less than 20 miles an hour just as you're off the roundabout on the dual carriageway, which is never an alright speed for anyone because people get onto dual carriageways and are stupid immediately if they don't notice you. But it's fine. Overtake the bloody van that got in the way of me because that's going slow for some reason. Like, don't overtake me and go slow, gentlemen. And naturally, because it's Monday, everything then really slows down. So, although you have to get your speed up to overtake vehicles, you are then slowed down. So I did the rest of the dual carriageway at about 7 miles an hour. And some people there might be like, "Well, Charlie, why don't you just stay behind the Greg's lorry?" Because it had annoyed me. Don't, break the laws of the road. Be courteous to me. I've only been driving for a year. We all know that. Here is something that in fact, I said my examiner told me on my driving test. If you carry on driving like that, you're going to kill somebody. Fortunately, I don't drive like that anymore. I am still a very considerate driver, despite the fact that sometimes there's a tiny bit of abrupt braking. You know, me and the Fonz, we get on with each other, I think, maybe, possibly, sometimes. He had an MOT last week, and he needs his dashboard dusting. But otherwise, I think he's doing particularly well, really. How's everyone's weeks been? Your weekends? Let me know. I haven't done any writing recently. At the writers group on Thursday, our Doris unexpectedly made an appearance. I haven't written about Doris since February 2017. It's one of those strange things where I would write about Doris and Harold every week during the writers group for workshops and writing bursts and things, and then it just stopped after it's got to have been a few years. And I think because I felt like, not that it was boring people, but other people were challenging themselves and I wasn't. And therefore it was a bit strange for Doris to appear during a writers' group again, and nearly 2 years since I last wrote about her. Does this mean that I'm going to stop what I'm doing and write a third Doris book already? No, it doesn't. I know what's going to happen in a third Doris book when it eventually does happen, but I'm still trying to get over the disappointment of the last year's events. It's also, the reason why I was struggling a bit with the idea of bringing out another book and all that fun stuff. I also finished 2 books this weekend, Eureka by Anthony Quinn and The Diary of a Bookseller by Shaun Bythell, and I'm not quite sure my opinions on them yet. I don't think that they're going to be favourites, but I think I like them. It's this strange thing where I've taken to waiting a bit after finishing reading a book and really considering everything. And when I do that, and when I consider the book for a length of time afterwards, it can go one of 2 ways, really. I can either end up enjoying it, or I can end up vehemently disliking it, which is usually a change from my initial feeling of liked it or hated it. Eureka is one of those strange ones in that I really like the prose, and I can read Anthony Quinn's writing really quickly. I think that he is a brilliant writer when looking at his craft, but there were a few things within the book that I didn't know whether they'd been done for shock. But then there's also an element of foreshadowing there within the book that I think that he was using and was thoughtful of his foreshadowing throughout the entire book. And The Diary of a Bookseller is just that. It's a diary of a bookseller. If you enjoy books, if you've ever worked in retail, in any sort of environment, then you are going to enjoy that book, I believe. But yes, I haven't written anything. And I'd been expecting the restlessness of not writing to settle in now, but it seems that as I have been reading, it's assuaged this issue of not having written, and I'm okay with that. I think the children's book takes me a while anyway, and as with any new writing project, it takes me a while to get in there. And I've said that once I've properly figured everything out, once everything has clicked into place, I can then just get everything done. Which is half my process, really. Half my creative process is thinking. But that's just that. Yeah, please do let me know how your weeks have been, what have you been up to, what have you been reading, all that fun stuff, family announcements, obituaries, because I don't get the Mac Express anymore. My mother won't buy it. She says I only got it for the Sudoku, and that's kind of true. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're having a Greg's pasty this morning, then just know, I hope you bloody enjoy it. And until next time, that is all.